Welcome to County Corner. I'm Lindsay Ubinas, Public Information Officer for the Board of County Commissioners. And it's a beautiful day. We're on location here at Animal Services in Inverness. It's right in the airport area. You just go around the airport and you can come right back here to Animal Services. You run right into it. 30-minute show is not going to do it justice. We have a lot to talk about, but we're going to get inside and get to know some animals. Okay, so we're inside Animal Services, and we just want to preface this by saying it might get a little loud. There are dogs everywhere around here. You can hear them barking, but we'll try our best to be loud and to let you know about some of the services that are happening here at Animal Services. This is who Doc Julie is. Everybody calls her that here. And Dr. Julie, tell us a little bit about some of the improvements that have been made here at Animal Services, because a lot has been done.
Yes, so we do a lot of fundraising for our special needs animals, so I want to start with them first because we're closest to the building where we keep a lot of our special needs animals.
Okay.
So animals that come in with broken legs that need immediate x-rays, surgical intervention by an orthopedic surgeon, go straight out to their vet appointments to have those repaired. And so this was really one of our first fundraising projects. This was a condemned building, and it's really just a temporary, say, pit stop for our special needs animals before they go into their forever home. But right now we've got animals in there that have, like I said, broken legs that have been repaired, animals with skin conditions, animals that are trying to heal from some pretty significant bite wounds, skinny animals, just a lot of special needs animals. And then we had to convert that whole building with a bathing station and put some kennels in it. To give you a little background on how many animals we take in approximately 6,000 animals a year.
Wow.
Okay, that translates to about 16 animals a day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
And it's pretty equally split between cats and dogs. We do also take in horses. Right now we have some pigs, some roosters, bunny rabbits, gerbils, hamsters, but mainly cats and dogs. And when we take them in as strays, they're here under a 5-day stray hold period. And so if you think about the limitations that we have in space, most of our kennels are being held for animals that are here under stray hold before we can put them up for adoption.
Okay, so now tell me about this area, because people can walk through here, and you call this the happy viewing area. So what's this area?
This is the first area that the public will see. These are tend to be our smaller dogs and our younger dogs. This group of puppies actually just came in. They were owner surrendered. And we did give literature and contact numbers to their owners to have their mamas spayed, because there were 2 different mamas, 1 dad, and 2 litters of 19 puppies. But they were able to rehome some on their own. And so this is the first area. We call it the happy viewing lower area. And also I must note that these animals have to be moved indoors at night when it's so cold.
Right.
So I think people need to realize, altogether we have about 60 permanent dog cages. But these animals can't stay out here. There's there's some shelter, but no shelter from the cold. And so there's heaters, so we have to move them in at night, which really challenges the space that we have in those upper kennels.
All right, so Doc Julie, what is the area that we're getting ready to walk into? And it's loud. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so this is our upper kennels area. That's what we refer to it as. This is where all of our large dogs are kept. We also have an area that's quarantined, so it's off limits to the public. That's where any of our bite quarantine dogs, cruelty investigations, and our newly impounded dogs come into. Right now, the staff is concentrating on cleaning, feeding, medicating, vaccinating animals, performing heartworm tests, showing animals to citizens that are coming to adopt or trying to reunite their pets with the citizens, So the volunteers are extremely crucial to us to actually come and spend that quality time that we wish that we had the additional time to do. Get the dogs out of the kennels, to run off leash, use the bathroom, just get a little TLC and love. So we're going to walk through here, and like I said, you're going to see that almost every kennel is going to be doubled up.
Right.
And that's the challenge. That's the resource limitation when you're an open admission, taking in all animals, and you see that, you know, we've got a finite amount of cage space.
Right.
You're going to see animals that are doubled up and very excited. So we'll take a walk through there.
Okay.
Okay, so as we walk through these kennels, you're going to see old dogs, young dogs. We do not discriminate based on breed, so we do have a lot of bully breed dogs up for adoption. We do not set length of time restrictions, so we do not have a defined amount of time that an animal can stay here. Like, for example, this dog has been here since the beginning of October.
Oh, wow.
So before Halloween, this dog, house-broken dog, has been living here in a cage.
And this is Bud. Hey, Bud. Have a lot of, because I see a lot of, you know, the Rottweilers and the Pit Bulls, stuff like that. Is that common? Or?
I would say that most of the dogs that are in this kennel are, you know, a bully-like or Pit Bull mix, and that presents challenges.
Right.
They can be lovely members of the family, but, you know, it is difficult with homeowners insurance or if you're a renter or something like that.
Right.
But we don't, like I said, we don't discriminate.
Right.
We do assessments on the dogs. Some dogs aren't going to do well with younger children, or they need to be in a single dog household or a multi-dog household,
Right.
or they're not going to do well with cats.
Right.
So we do assessments. We don't hold that against them, but we want to be honest when we're adopting them out.
Right. Okay, so right now we did the dog thing. Now we're doing the cat thing now. So where are we right now?
So this is one of our cat viewing areas. I call it the Catitarium. I really wish that we could have more areas like this where the cats could not be living in cages and be stretching their legs and lounging, and the kitty cats that are not yet spayed and neutered will be spayed and neutered by me and ready to go home within the week.
How many do you do a day? You say you do?
Surgery-wise, anywhere from 10 to 15 animals a day.
Wow. Okay, so we're here inside the it's the cat adoption room. And so these guys, you said, are spayed and neutered, or not just yet?
Not all of them in here have been spayed or neutered yet. They just got moved up for adoption off their stray hold, and so they would be spayed or neutered before going home once there's an adoption commitment.
And we have a friend here you may recognize, Commissioner J.J. Kenny. Commissioner Kenny is here because really, Commissioner, you are such an advocate of animal services, and you make friends wherever you go.
There.
and you were really a big proponent of getting animal services the money they need, and the mobile adoption unit, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Why are you so passionate about animal services?
Animals in general. I know everyone knows that I lost my first wife to cancer, and one of the things that kept her going was Cassie, our cat. I mean, that cat was always there. If she was sitting down, that cat was in her lap. And they're therapeutic, they're giving, and they don't ask for a lot in return.
Right.
And, we've gone around the state looking at different shelters and all, trying to get some ideas with regards to animals. And we saw a lot of things that, upset us. I'll tell you right now, we went at one shelter, and I won't name it, where we walked past a hamper full of dead cats.
Oh.
And, it's my desire that we adopt out as many of these animals as possible. It's also my desire that, you know, we find a way through grants or whatever to build a state-of-the-art animal shelter so that we can house more animals. And, you know, we won't have animals, you know, multiple dogs in cages. That each one will have a run. And
with access to the outside.
That's so important, because these animals, their attitude changes when they're caged for a long time. You know, a dog that may come in and may be warm and lovable could turn aggressive after, you know, several months in a cage.
Absolutely.
And, you know, our volunteers do a great job coming in here trying to get the animals out and walking them. But there's nothing that's going to replace a good home for these animals. And we're making it easy with our cats. We've got our $5 adoption fee. I think this one's coming home with me.
Yes, because I think we identify when we look at all of the animals that come in and what's getting adopted. We're doing good on our dogs. We need to do better on our dogs, but our save rate on our dogs has consistently been in the mid-80s to upper 80s, which is really good. But I was telling Commissioner Kenny, we're failing our cats.
Right.
And so the one, you know, place that we started with his advocacy was giving the cats away for free with the $5 county license. But, you know, we also need to improve the conditions for the cats too. Like I said, I'd love to have an area where they're not living in cages, and where people can basically enter a room and sit down and interact. And right now they sit down here and we hope they don't escape, you know, out, just based on our resource limitations with the older shelter.
And you wanted to change the name of it to Strive for Life, because really that's what you're striving to do.
Yes, because, you know, the term no kill, you know, the connotation is no kill. Well, that's not it.
Right.
Animals are still being euthanized. We want to strive for life. We want to save as many animals as we can.
And making people aware that there is an animal shelter in Inverness.
Right.
A lot of people
don't know
that we have an animal shelter.
Right.
They don't know to come here to adopt, and they certainly don't know to come here and look for a lost pet. So
and we just want to make sure everybody knows where we are. We're right behind the Inverness Airport, and you run right into it. If you what's the
it's Airport Road.
Airport
Dead
Road.
end right now.
Dead
There's
end.
going to be expansion with the airport that will bring the Airport Road continuous in front of the shelter. But we are dead end right behind the Speedway racetrack as well.
And it's citruscritters.com is where you can take a look at all these pets and take a look at all the programs, because you're constantly having programs each month, which is great.
We do promotions each month on, you know, things that we haven't mentioned yet. On Thursday nights, we have free obedience classes that run for 6 weeks. It's free to people that adopt dogs from the shelter, and a $20 donation otherwise. That always fills up. We're about halfway through that program. On Thursday evenings, we also have a low-cost vaccination clinic, and we service about 500 people a year through that. So just providing basic immunizations and flea and heartworm medication.
Well, we appreciate you letting us come in here today. We're going to go to another part of the shelter, but thank you so much for joining us today. And you're both doing such wonderful things here at the Animal Services Shelter.
Well, I got to get back out here and clean some more cages.
Yeah.
I've been a little tied up with things, but I intend to be out here at least once, twice a month, cleaning cages.
Good.
And, you know, and we all could give a little.
Yeah, also, yes, we could.
Thank you.
Thank you. So right now we're in the special needs pit stop. It's just right, you know, the front buildings right when you come in. This was one of the buildings that you talked about that was renovated into becoming the special needs area.
This was one of our first fundraising projects, because this was a condemned building. You can see that we basically had all the walls taken out, the ceiling taken out, redid the roof, put in these kennels, put in a bathing station and a grooming station, as well as our washer and dryer. We do a lot of laundry here. The volunteers stay on top of that. That's right around the corner. And then we have this whole area back here where we store all of our comforters and our sheets and our towels. But mainly what we have in here are some of our special needs animals.
And let's talk about your volunteers, because this is Joe. This is one of the main volunteers here that is in here all the time. And we were talking earlier about how important your volunteers are to Animal Services, but really, I mean, they're the heart and soul of this whole place, because they take care of a lot.
Like I said, the staff is so busy concentrating on the basic needs of the animals. So the cleaning, the feeding, the medicating. And so the volunteers get to really fill in those gaps in terms of giving that extra TLC and making these animals as comfortable and helping to keep them socialized. Like Commissioner Kenny said, an animal that comes in, after being in a cage for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, it changes.
Right.
And it's certainly more challenging to rehab them back into, a wonderful companion.
There he goes. Hi.
Hi, Hera. Go on.
Come on, let's close eyes. Okay, so now we're outside here, right outside the special needs, and this is where they can play and intermingle with each other and get healthy again, running around.
We have Hooch over here with his collar on. His collar comes off today because his sutures are getting removed. He had a broken leg, and so he's 2 weeks out of surgery now, and probably needs to be taking it a little bit easier than he does. But Hooch is Hooch, and he's a happy guy. I wish that all of the shelter was set up more like this, where the animals weren't just restricted to cages and they could come out and have more of an area just to stretch their legs and be a dog. And a lot of times we'll put out kiddie pools out here and have little pool parties, and sometimes we advertise that in the paper as well, just so people can see the dogs being dogs and getting them out of the kennel.
We are still at Animal Services. We are inside the hub. This is where people come in and they do all the adoption paperwork and everything else. This is Patty Amon, Operations Manager. So Patty, kind of walk us through and tell us exactly what goes on here, because you deal with a lot of the volunteers and you see a lot of the families that come in and out of here.
We have a few of them here today. The front office is where all the operations take place. This is where we take in animals that are surrendered or found stray. This is where we do all the adoptions or the reclaims of animals. People who've lost their pet, they can come in and reclaim them. Come in and buy medication for their pet, HeartGuard, Comfortus, Trifexis, Frontline, products that we sell to help maintain your pets. And introduce you as we walk through. This is Cheryl, and she does all of our accounting functions. She watches us, keeps us in line, and